my dear friends. I hope that your day was wonderful and you are ready to be together with me and to be ready to learn English, of course, with me. Today we are going to speak about family. And today's topic is family, God's masterpiece. What is a family? A family is a group of one or more parents and their children living together as a unit. Or a family is all the descendants of a common ancestor. What are family values? Family values are values supposedly learned within a traditional family unit, typically those of high moral standards and discipline. I know that you all have family and family values. Now it's time for us to read. The task is, read the text and be ready to answer the following questions. Question number 1. Where should values be taught and learned? 2. How should values be taught in the family? Is teaching values a short or long process? Why should the young be taught family values? So while we are going to read this text, I want you to pay attention and find the answers to these questions. If you are ready, we start. The word family has multiple meanings in the dictionary. It is a social unit living together, or parents and their children considered as a group, whether dwelling together or not. In a broader term, relatives can also be added to this group. However, family is much more than that. For each individual, family is the cradle of life and love where they are born and grow. It is the first learning place of an individual in this world. Starting from childhood until old age, he learns everything from his family. He learns how to love, how to behave, how to come along in life, all from his family. These all are values that should be taught and learned in the family. People do not suddenly become honest and responsible when they become teenagers or adults. The development of these values is a long process. The family unit is that community of people in which moral values are taught and the spiritual and cultural heritage of society are passed from generation to generation. Parents have both a right and a duty to educate their children. Adults within the family give children people to identify with, examples to learn from, values and traditions to uphold, and a support system to turn to in times of need. It is not enough to set a good example. Adults must also live by these examples. Valuing oneself and others is a powerful motto. In addition to how we treat family members, it includes how we treat others as adults, and how we treat and talk about others outside the family. It has to do with how we lead our lives. By promoting honesty, integrity, commitment, and loyalty, parents encourage respect for self and others and tolerance of differences. When teaching their children such values, adults set a personal example of consideration, kindness, fairness, compassion, and generosity toward others. They foster their children to become good citizens and appreciate doing things which make life better for self and for others. Identifying and communicating the values of the family can be helpful in making personal decisions, in helping to manage time, energy, and resources to the fullest, in helping one to know oneself better and eliminate some of the confusions in life. This process of teaching values by no means will help children formulate their own desired system of values and try to act or behave in accordance with their values. It will also help them to better understand and respect others who have different values. So now, my dear students, let us answer the questions that were given you before we started reading the text. So the first one, where should values be taught? Of course, they should be taught and learned in the family. How should they be taught? According to the text, they should be taught by giving their own examples. Adults have the duty and the right to teach children these values by giving them their own example. Is teaching values a long or a short process? Of course, this process is a long one. And why should teenagers, children, have to be taught these values? Because this will help children formulate their own desired system of values and try to act or behave in accordance with their values. They also will help them better understand and respect others who have different values. So, if you found the same arguments and the same answers to these questions, you did a great job. Of course, the text is rich in arguments and answers that will help you find everything that you need in order to answer to these questions. And you can find other answers to these questions. Now it's time for us to work with the text. So, we have to find words in the text corresponding to the definitions below. The first, a small bed for a baby. To start to exist. To defend or maintain. My dear students, you can pause this video and go back into the text and find the words that mean the same. If you found the words and are ready to check, I will give you this opportunity. So, a small bed for a baby is a cradle. To start to exist is to be born, and to maintain means to uphold. Great job! Now let us continue with the next task. The second part of our exercise is the same. So we have to find words in the text corresponding to the definitions below. So find the word that means to live in a place, the importance of something, and to remove or take away. You have to do the same thing. Pause this video, go back and read once again the text and find the words that correspond to the definitions that I have read for you. If you are ready and if you want to check together with me, let us do it. So, to live in a place means to dwell. The importance of something is value. And to get rid of something, it means to eliminate. Okay, you did a great job. Now let us continue. The next thing that we are going to do is to work with articles and prepositions. So you have to remember the articles and prepositions that we have discussed in the previous lesson, and you will have to apply everything that you know to complete this exercise. The task is simple. Fill in the correct articles and prepositions. You can pause the video. You can try to do it by yourself, and then press the button play, so to come together with me and to check. Now, if you are ready, let us check together. Values are society's general ideas about what is perceived as good and desirable for the society. For example, liberty and the pursuit of happiness are values that people all over the world hold dear. Values of life are something that is extremely important to have. If you used these articles and these prepositions, you did a great job. The next slide contains the same task and continues the text that we started, so about values. So, as you can see on your screens, we continue speaking about values, and you have to use the articles and prepositions to complete this text. So, once again, pause, do this exercise, and then come back to me, and we are going to check together. If you are ready, I'm ready to check with you together. The values many families care about consist of ideas passed down from generation to generation. Family values are important at many different levels of the family structure. Therefore, having solid family values helps people make the right decisions in life. The decisions they make both within the family structure and outside of it. Making a decision can be difficult. The people may feel helpless. And we continue the last part of this exercise and the last part of this text. So, the same thing we have to fill in with prepositions and articles. The task is the same. Pause the video, work with this exercise, and then we'll check together. Are you ready? Okay. So now, it's time for us to check. Families with defined values are able to stand strong on their views despite other people's efforts to break down with opposing beliefs. In addition, when family members feel weak from the cold outside world, they know they can come to their family for the warm, comforting connection. So, my dear friends, everything we discussed today is about the importance of our family. And my last thought for you is the following. Family is where life begins and love never ends. Take care of your families. Have a nice day, my dear students. Goodbye.